मसाले तो बहुत हैं, पर प्रकृति की गोद से खास चुने मसाले जिनकी ताजगी, खुशबू और स्वाद रहे बरकरार, ऐसे उम्दा मसाले बनाते हैं सिर्फ कैच। कैच का कोई मैच नहीं, 100%।
वाह, मजा आ गया। कैच गरम मसाला, क्योंकि स्वाद के मामले में कैच का कोई मैच नहीं, 100%। वाह, लाजवाब। कैच दाल मखनी मसाला, क्योंकि स्वाद के मामले में कैच का कोई मैच नहीं, 100%।
Hello and welcome to another exciting day at the Times Lit Fest 2021. In today's first session, we will try to answer the question, why do we need fusion food and why is it important? And do we need fusion food at all? As panelists, we have eminent names from the gastronomical world, including Chef Suvir Saran and Chef Ajay Chopra, along with Mukta Bhargava, AVP Quality of Catch Spices. In conversation, we have author, chef, food writer, and podcaster Sadaf Hussain. Stay tuned.
Hello and welcome to another exciting, interesting discussion on food. I think when you bring in food, irrespective of whatever you talk, it just becomes interesting. That's my personal opinion. I could be biased as well because I talk, cook, eat food. Today we are having a beautiful discussion on fusion food. And then we'll of course get into detail of that. But for fusion or confusion, we have three amazing panelists and we will sort of speak with all of them. Welcome all of you. We always have this question, Chef Suvir, that we do fusion as a chef, that when I am fusing food or recreating food, so to speak, I have a set thing in my head. It could be flavor, it could be story, it could be nostalgia, it could be a mix of a lot of things. But when you are curating a dish or creating like a beautiful plate, what is your idea? What is your philosophy, irrespective whether you're fusing or not? But what's your philosophy behind putting food on a plate?
Thank you, Sadaf. The one thing I don't do in my life today is fusion. Fusion is a dangerous word, a dirty word for the rest of the world. People have grown out of it. You said something in your introduction, fusion, confusion. And that term was coined by Gail Green, the food critic of New York Magazine for 40 plus years. When I arrived in America and started cooking in 1993, word spread that this young Indian man cooks some of the best food in New York. And I was only cooking at home and then going to work in retail, doing nothing, had no connection to food. So I would cook a pineapple upside down cake. I would cook beef stroganoff. I would be cooking, foods from Mexico, from Greece, from Iraq, from Singapore. And I would bring them to the table and I would bring them as authentic dishes of their nations or their identity. But I was Indian who was doing it. And word spread in New York that there's a chef cooking fusion food. And when I read the connotations from Gail Green, who said, this one, he said Suvir Saran doesn't cook fusion food. He cooks the best versions of these dishes that happen to be a diaspora of rainbow-like identities. So she said it's wrong to call it fusion, because fusion is like the word, we say melting pot. What is a melting pot? What is fusion? No identity, no heart, no soul. What it means is that somebody's taken a dish and just tossed it around with 100 different flavors with no respect to any one of them, no respect to the people and the identities and the cultures it represents, and morphed it into a dish their ego tells them is amazing. So I'm not into that. What I do is I do very honest, sincere cooking that makes people cry. At my restaurant, Devi in New York City, I once had the pleasure of hosting a 90-year-old Tamilian woman on her 90th birthday with her grandchildren and her children. And they said to me, the grandmother started crying and they asked for the chef to come. And I said, what happened, ma'am? She said, my mother couldn't have made a better lemon rice than you have. Then I had a Tapestry, my other restaurant in New York, a grandmother come in and crying because she said, you made the best Chinese fried rice. And with black rice, not with white rice, but with black forbidden rice. And I said, really? She said, I couldn't have imagined a better version of a fried rice. You've used all the authentic ingredients and created incredible texture. So fusion, India is always years behind in English language nomenclature, even though we speak better English than the rest of the world. Somehow in the culinary landscape, we've forgotten what words are. Fusion and melting pot are dirty words because they take away the identity. You're Indian, you're creating Chinese. There's nothing wrong in saying, I'm making Chinese food, I'm making Thai food, I'm making Vietnamese food, I'm making Mexican food, or my restaurant is a world cuisine restaurant. So, you can have 20 dishes from 20 different countries, but allow the dignity to those countries to remain who they are, and allow yourself to have the identity of being an Indian making dishes from 20 countries. That's my reaction to the word fusion. I cook delicious food from all across the world. I've traveled extensively. I dream in English. I write in Hindi, Urdu, and sometimes in Arabic and Farsi. But I can read, write, recite, sing, and cook in many languages and showcase the food of many cultures. And I don't want them to be fused. I want them to have unique identities. क्योंकि हम बिखरे बिखरे तारे हैं हम लेकिन झिलमिल एक है. And that's the identity we want to have always present enough.
Brilliant. So just to follow up on that, because just for people to also understand, when you're mentioning about the Chinese rice, right, the egg rice, and when you say using the forbidden rice or the black rice, or in India they're called chakwa. Now, do we, when you're using them, are they the real version, as in, do we in general, traditionally, so to speak, use white rice or black rice in that? Because if we use white rice, then I think black would be like your version of it, right?
But it's not fusion. It's a new technique. So yes, the royal family in China, the kings, the royalty were eating fried rice made with forbidden rice. So I've only given it a new table again. After decades, somebody's been cocky and confident enough to say the Aam Aadmi can eat forbidden rice. So, then I've done nothing new. So food, like most things in culture, like fashion, like art, like music, we don't begin with zero. We adapt, we give new makeup, we give new kapda, we give new bindi, tika, and angarkha. We clothe something that's already been there. And that is not fusion, that's evolution. So we should call it, we should term it in better ways. That our food is growing with us. It's coming of age.
In fusion food, creativeness is also there, because without creativeness, we can't make fusion food. अगर आपके पास स्पाइसेस हैं और आप उसको आज के टाइम के साथ फ्यूजन करना चाहते हैं, जिससे आपकी लाइकिंग बढ़ती है, ईटिंग हैबिट बच्चों की बढ़ती है या हमारी बढ़ती है, तो वो एक क्रिएटिवनेस है, एक वो इनोवेशन है. उसके बिना तो फ्यूजन फूड नहीं चल सकता है. तो जब तक हम अपने माइंड में क्रिएटिविटी नहीं लाएंगे, इनोवेशन नहीं लेंगे, तब तक हम फ्यूजन फूड को नहीं अप्लाई कर सकते हैं.
So Chef Ajay, same question to you as well, that when we do fusion, as chef, when we are trying to fuse something, there's always this term, not a new term, old term, fusion confusion. अक्सर जब लोग शेफ खाना बनाते हैं तो they want to push so much कि कुछ का कुछ बन जाता है. And then that comes on a plate as a fusion food. So what is your take on that? What is this, and how far is quote unquote legally allowed for chefs to push the envelope?
So I think let's start with the understanding of what is or what was actually supposed to be fusion food, right? The very fact that this whole change in the thought process of terminology of how to receive the new age or the new word food, a good word like fusion was introduced. Now, the word fusion came from the fact that two cultures were actually coming together. So it was fusing, right? And this word is actually taken from the word fusing from tailoring. So when you do a fusing inside a cloth, you cannot see the difference between the 1 and 2, right? That is how it was supposed to be. Now, taking it to cuisine, The understanding what it should have been is that if I, as a chef from India, I am traveling to Thailand and I have to do a pop-up in Thailand. So I need to give them a chicken tikka, but I also need to give them something relatable. So I would use kaffir lime along with my mint chutney and make a kaffir lime chicken tikka, right? It's pure play chicken tikka. I have not tampered around with the thought process of a chicken tikka. I have not even tampered around the whole persona of the dish, because the green remains the green, and the bitterness doesn't come in because I'm not adding 200 grams of kaffir lime. I'm adding just a flavor essence, right? Now, if I compare that to a Nimbu chicken tikka, which is a very similar dish, okay, I see this as two different dishes, one yellow, one green. I see this as two very composite flavors, because one has got the lemony flavor and one has got the lemon fresh flavor, right? Now, for me, what I have done is I have taken a Thai ingredient which was never used in Indian food, and I have created a new Indian dish, which is remarkable in flavor. Now, what people did was they thought that this can be applied across. That cannot be possible. I cannot just take a mango ginger and make adrak wali chai. It will taste awful. Right? It has to have the same characteristic. The essence of the food cannot be lost, cannot be taken. But chefs like me, Manish Mehrotra, we have been talking this language for the last 10, 11 years is because we are so persistent about the fact that, hey guys, first understand your food, first understand your cuisine, then start working upon a word called experimentation. So I think for me, this is what has become of fusion food, and that is why it become confusion, because people have not understood the authentic flavors first. Then they've started to experiment with something completely abstract. Sometimes it's a hit, sometimes it's a miss. But any cuisine has never been made on hit and miss. It's always been made on a fundamental of flavors, technique, and availability of products. So that's my take on this.
So on that note, Dr. Bhargava, I also wanted to sort of come to you on that, because जब आप spices बना रहे, when you're also researching, जब आप research कर दो spices के लिए, तो because this is my absolute feeling कि spices are the root of food. Of course, your thought process there, like masale root होते हैं, otherwise everything will taste bland. And when I'm saying spices, I'm putting seasoning as spice as well. एक basic namak, for example, a very good old recipe of namak gosht has nothing but namak and gosht and
only namak and gosht.
Correct, right? Very old Pashtun Pathan food. खैर, तो the question is कि जब आप spices को देख रहे हैं, या फिर existing spice या फिर जब develop कर रहे हैं new spice, so what is in your mind? आपके दिमाग में क्या चलता है, डॉक्टर भार्गव, कि खाना ये मेरे स्पाइस डालने से ना बहुत और उम्दा हो जाएगा और अच्छा हो जाएगा?
एक्चुअली फूड जो होता है एक हमारी नेसेसिटी के साथ साथ एक हमारी हेल्थ को और हमारे माइंड को और हमारे क्या बोलते हैं कि उसको बहुत अच्छा फील देता है। अगर आप कोई भी फूड बनाते हैं, अगर आप उसमें उसको प्रॉपरली उसको नहीं उसमें स्पाइसेस यूज करते या नहीं उसमें हम प्रॉपर ब्लेंडिंग ऑफ स्पाइसेस नहीं कर पाते हैं, तो वो फूड हमें वो सूट नहीं करता, हम उसको नहीं यूज करते हैं। तो बेस्ट स्पाइसेस के लिए है कि हम सबसे पहले तो स्पाइसेस को हम कहाँ से प्रिक्योर करते हैं वो बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है ना। प्रिक्योरमेंट पहले तो देखिए, पहले होता था कि हम घर में ही उसको ग्राइंड करते थे, घर में ही उसको कूटते थे, घर में ही हम उसको बनाते थे। बट नाउ दीज डे वी आर यूजिंग पाउडर फॉर्म, है ना, पाउडर मसाला जो हमें मार्केट से मिल जाता है। इवन कैच का भी बहुत है, ग्रेड 1 मसाला है। तो उसमें हमें सबसे पहले कि हम उस स्पाइसेस को कहाँ से प्रिक्योर कर रहे हैं। प्रिक्योरमेंट के बाद उसके बाद क्या है, एग्रीकल्चर प्रोडक्ट्स होते हैं, उसको हम किस तरह से प्रोसेस करते हैं। उसके बाद उसकी हम जब ग्राइंडिंग करते हैं, जो उसमें एरोमा है, जो उसके वोलेटाइल ऑयल्स हैं, वीओ वैल्यूज है, उसको हम किस तरह से रिटेन करते हैं, क्योंकि जब हम फूड में यूज करते हैं तो वीओ जो है बहुत एक इम्पॉर्टेंट, एरोमा जो है बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करता है। तो इसलिए जब भी हम स्पाइसेस के लिए मैं सोचती हूँ तो मेरे को लगता है कि बेस्ट स्पाइसेस ओरिजिन से ही लिया जाए, लाइक टर्मरिक हमारा जैसे आपका इरोड है, निजामाबाद है ना, वहाँ का टर्मरिक बेस्ट है। इसी तरह हमारा क्यूमिन जहाँ का बेस्ट है, वहाँ से हम प्रिक्योर करके उसको प्रॉपर प्रोसेस करके एंड लो टेम्परेचर ग्राइंडिंग उसमें हम उसको ग्राइंड करते हैं। लो टेम्परेचर ग्राइंडिंग में यूज करने में बेनिफिट ये होता है कि आपका जब टेम्परेचर लो होता है तो आपका वीओ जो है, वोलेटाइल ऑयल जो है, वो इवेपोरेट नहीं होता है, तो एरोमा उसमें इंटैक्ट रहती है। तो जब हम उससे फूड प्रिपेयर करते हैं तो वो नेचुरली वो बेटर क्वालिटी हमें देता है। तो इसलिए जब भी हम कोई भी अगर हम कोई ब्लेंड्स बनाते हैं, ब्लेंड्स मीन्स कि डिफरेंट इंग्रेडिएंट्स को हमने मिक्स करके एक ब्लेंड बनाया, जैसे सपोज करिए हमने गरम मसाला बनाया, मीट मसाला बनाया, तो वो भी एक उसका वो है, रेशियो है कि हम उसको किस तरह से करें कि वो गरम मसाला किसी भी डिश में वो जाए तो वो एक उसका बेटर उसका रिजल्ट हमें मिल जाए। तो इसलिए जब भी कोई भी चीज अगर डेवलप करते हैं तो ये चीजें माइंड में हमारे रहती हैं कि उसको हमने किस तरह से डेवलप करना है।
Sir, one question, and I think home chefs or professional chefs में हमेशा ये होता है, अब if somebody is a home chef or a home cook, whatever word people fancy these days, मसालों में ना, they can get masala from anywhere. So for example,
Yeah.
your nearest shop or nearest pansari की दुकान, राशन दुकान, or your favorite brand, that's one. But that's a home chef thing. When you're cooking in a restaurant, in your kitchen basically, do you keep sort of this in mind that my spice should only come from this particular city, this place, or a vendor? And how much does that really play a role in making dishes which makes people cry?
So there's the catch-22 of this conversation. That
Yeah.
we have Catch Spices, Lady Catch Spice here, and we are talking about spice. I respect them a lot. I think I do have a couple of Catch. You know, safed containers in aapki, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so I know the brand and I have them in my kitchen, and I think I've enjoyed playing with them. I don't use packaged spices. I don't gift people packaged spices. As I said, I've traveled the world. I've gone to the source of spices. I buy from there. Like exactly what the lady said. And I understand the essential oils behind spices. I understand the treatment of grinding and processing, because when you do it at low temperatures, you're not just maintaining the khushbu and the scent, but when you heat things, all the poor elements, all the oxidation damage that happens to a seed or a spice gets exaggerated in hot temperature. So there are many reasons that a Catch spice is doing it right and doing it at lower temperature. In my kitchen, we begin with whole spices. We grind them to order. We have a masalchi, a spice guru, that comes every day and grinds and makes the powders that we'll be using that day in the kitchen. And that does two things. A, khushbu unki intact rehti hai because the oils are fragrant. The shelf life of any oil, like coffee and tea, the more the oxidation happens, the less they are fragrant and chulbule kam hote hain. Hamari tarah mischievous nahi, hamari unki pehchan kam ho jati hai. So I do it the old-fashioned way. In my home, my mom does the same thing. We buy whole spices, we grind them fresh. And I tell people, put them in the freezer. Buy whole spices, put them in the freezer. When you need them, pull them out. Ek hafta, 2 hafta rakhiye powder. So Catch, and if I'm buying Catch, I will go to the pansari ki dukaan, yahan pe traffic bahut hai, where lots of people are coming because they're always moving. So they'll be ordering from Catch again and again and again. So the spice is moving. So if you're using, there's no shame in buying ground spices. I'd rather see people using Catch and cooking delicious fresh fruit every day at their home kitchen than buying crap from McDonald's and other fast food chains every day. So if buying powdered spices makes you cook at home, please do that. But in a restaurant kitchen, I hope a food professional respects themselves enough that they grind their own spices.
Yeah, but also, do you go to a particular spice seller? Like, this is my guy.
Sometimes,
not necessarily like a vendor.
Sometimes, or I make arrangements with, commodity boards.
So, Chef Ajay, so when we are cooking in the kitchen, in a professional kitchen, the role of spices. What is that? What sort of role that they play to sort of lift up the food? And second is, do you believe in having this one particular person or a region where you get your spices, because it all matters, right? Where you're getting your spices from. So how particular are you about getting a spice from a particular place, person?
So I've believed in a few things that a characteristic to a dish comes from the spicing, the way you spice, right?
Yeah.
The problem is that the whole world has never understood the meaning of our spiciness. They always just tag us as spicy food, right? So the heat and the flavor are not differentiated and not determined. Now, to recreate anything which was done 150 years back, you go back to it and you start understanding the science of it. If Galoti has so many spices, why did Galoti have so many spices?
Correct.
3 very simple reasons. One, because it had to be a return on ego dish. The king had to say कि इसमें 150 masale gaye. It has to be a mooch pe tao. The second thing was everything that had gone inside it had a very good reason of going inside. So the chef was not foolish. So if he was adding patthar ke phool, he knew that he needed that a little bit of that scent. If he was adding ajwain to Galoti kebab, he knew that ki kebab itna heavy hone wala hai ki ajwain ke bina digest nahi kar pao, right? So everything inside the spice was for the kebab or for that dish. Nothing was out of place. And the beauty about spicing the dish right is, and this is what my ustads have always said, that if you put 5 spices, 6 spices, 7 spices in a dish, when you take that first spoon, before you eat it, you should get the whiff of those 6, 7 spices separately. If you can get that, you've done the dish well. If you can't get that, then it's just mumbo jumbo. So for me, more than getting the spices from a particular place, for me, it is more important how I use them. I know that there is, superb A-grade cardamom, and then there is cardamom, and there is cardamom, and there is cardamom. But अगर आपको cardamom में से flavor निकालना ही नहीं आता, तो आप A-grade cardamom का क्या करोगे?
Correct.
Right? Now I can always say that my cardamom is flown in from Turkey, or from Kerala, or from this. I can use those fancy terms, right? But the point is that, is my food so that people will travel from Turkey to eat my food? That's what my focus is. My focus, actually, to be honest, wherever I worked with that philosophy in mind, that with the spices that I'm getting in my hand, I am going to create the most beautiful. Yes, obviously, I need standard things. I can't work with, cinnamon husk, and I can't work with, nutmeg, which is supari. So, sometimes there is a lot of mixing happens. So you should basically know zira hona chahiye, dhania hona chahiye. So I've never bought dhania powder in my kitchens. Never. We've always had, always, not hand pound, but even in mixie. Right?
Oh, mixie, yeah.
Whatever, right? If we are doing a garam masala, we make sure that it's not milled at the same time for half an hour. It is given gaps कि वो garam ना हो जाए masala.
Correct.
The moment it starts heating up, the flavor starts going. We've never made garam masala for 1 month. We've always made every week. So those are things that I've used.
When Dr. Bhargav, you are looking at a spice, how do you create those spices? Do you keep an end consumer's end product in mind?
हाँ, इसके लिए ना एक हम पूरी रिसर्च करते हैं, स्टडी करते हैं कि कहाँ पे, क्योंकि हम ऑल ओवर इंडिया एक्सपोर्ट भी करते हैं, ग्लोबली हैं हम, तो हम सबसे पहले तो हम ये चेक करते हैं कि इसका कहाँ कहाँ पे यूजेस होता है और कैसे यूजेस होता है। उसके बाद उसको हम खुद कुक करते हैं, खुद हम सैंपल्स बनाते हैं, उसको फिर हम अपनी लैब में, हमारी सेंसरी लैब है, हमारी किचन है, उसमें हम खुद कुक करते हैं। कुक करने के बाद फिर हम उसको कस्टमर, जो हमारे कंज्यूमर्स हैं, है ना, उनको हम देते हैं सेंसरी के लिए। सेंसरी के बाद जो हमें फीडबैक्स मिलते हैं, उसको फिर हम एज पर फीडबैक हम उसको चेंज करके और फिर उसको हम देते हैं। इस तरह से हम इस प्रोडक्ट को, किसी भी प्रोडक्ट को हम डेवलप करते हैं, पूरा फिर मार्केट में लेकर के आते हैं। हम जितने भी हमारे स्पाइसेस होते हैं, सारे हमारे जैसे सीजन में जब भी हम परचेज करते हैं, वो हमारे सारे कोल्ड स्टोर में ही स्टोर होते हैं। फिर टाइम टू टाइम वो कोल्ड स्टोर से आते हैं, उनकी रीटेस्टिंग होती है, हमारी क्वालिटी चेक्स बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग हैं। तो उसके बाद फिर वो ग्राइंडिंग में जाते हैं, देन फिर उसमें इंटरमीडिएट टेस्टिंग भी होती है, देन फाइनल टेस्टिंग होती है, देन फिर वो मार्केट में आते हैं। तो हमारी जो भी मटेरियल होता है सब कोल्ड स्टोर में ही रहता है।
वंडरफुल।
क्योंकि जैसे आपको पता है कश्मीरी मिर्च है या ब्लैक पेपर है या आपका बिग कार्डामम है, ग्रीन कार्डामम है, ये सब सीजनल प्रोडक्ट्स है, जो भी है सारे सीजनल ही होते हैं। तो उनको हम वेयर हाउस में नहीं रख सकते हैं, वेयर हाउस में रखने से फिर उनकी क्वालिटी डिटोरेट हो जाती है। तो बेटर होता है कि हम उनको कोल्ड स्टोर में ही रखते हैं। वो एज अ हमारा प्रिजर्वेशन का ही काम करता है कि जहाँ उसके जो भी वोलाटाइल्स हैं या जो उसके एसेंशियल ऑयल्स हैं, जो उनकी क्वालिटी है, जो उनका कलर है, मीन कलर भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, तो वो भी वो फेड नहीं हो, तो वो वहां पे रिस्टोर होता है।
Chef Suvi, from evolution of food, mindfulness of food, that makes me remind of the modern day kitchen. Modern day as in when we are cooking nowadays. We are now, when I'm saying we, I mean the companies, I mean, and specifically food companies, I mean we chefs, we're now thinking about sustainability, right? So how to sort of sustain, how to reuse, how to do zero waste, or almost zero waste if that's possible as well, Chef Suvi. But when you are cooking, what is this one sustainability thing that you bring, or zero waste that you work with?
So in India we used to make dantal ki sabzi. So आप गोभी की सब्जी बना रहे हैं, डंठल को भी यूज कर रहे हैं. It's not we are doing it. There's nothing modern about it. Sustainability was the part and parcel of life. From Mahatma Gandhi and days before, Indians were very sustainable, very green, very low carbon footprint. हम लोग कहाँ गोश्त वगैरह ज्यादा खाते थे, गरीब थे, खा ही नहीं सकते थे, तो हम लोग सब्जियों में ही ज्यादा रहते थे, सब्जी के किंगडम में. But in our mindset, we have to understand, we're looking at a cauliflower. Now that cauliflower, you can use the florets, but what are you doing with the dantal that we throw away? Cut them fine, roast them early on. उसमें ना जब आप उनको तेल में तलते हैं, डंठल को छोटे टुकड़े काट के, वो जो भुनी प्याज का मिठास आता है वो डंठल से भी आ जाता है, पर लोग सोचते नहीं है कि ये हो सकता है. तो सदफ की किचन में, तो मास्टर शेफ की किचन है, उसमें तो तमाशा होता है, पर जो आम आदमी की किचन होती है उसमें डंठल की खूब पूजा होती है, क्योंकि उसमें वो एक तो पेट भर जाता है. जब मीट खा रहे हैं तो आप सारी किचन में आलू, जर्दालू, सारे रूट वेजिटेबल्स होती थी, शलगम, ये सब डाले जाते थे कि एक तो सबको छोटा छोटा गोश्त या चिकन का टुकड़ा मिल जाएगा, पर ज्यादा वो सब्जियां मिलेंगी. These are great ways of going green, being sustainable, but you can't use them just as buzzwords. You have to believe in them. You have to understand what they are. Sustainability अगर हम करते जाएं, तो आजकल हम कितने इंग्रेडिएंट्स यूज करते हैं हमारी किचन में जो हम लोग यूज ही नहीं कर पाएंगे. स्पाइसेस दूर दराज से आ रही हैं, वो कैसे आ रही है? वो तो ट्रकों में, बसों में बैठ के आ रही है, तो उनमें क्या सस्टेनेबल हुआ? But you can't lose yourself to sustainability, but you must adapt to better practices as human beings and say, yes, I'll cheat and use catch ke spice, but those 30 minutes I've saved by not grinding my masala should go for 30 minutes I spend with my kids and my family to be a human being who has a conversation. So when you have that conversation, you teach your family members better practices in life and living. You spend time with them and you become a better human being. So it's not just in food. You have to have sustainable living, sustainable thinking, sustainable practices, sustainable evolution of your character. When all of that is mindfully set, that's when we become sustainable people. Otherwise, it's all these, a lot of talk and very little action.
What you're mentioning about sustainability it's a new word. It's a new quote unquote fad, which was not a fad then. They had no, we were living it. There wasn't like option. Like now we have fridge, right? Back in days when people had never had a fridge.
So अचार वगैरह क्यों बनते थे? मुरब्बा, अचार, जैम, चटनियाँ इसलिए तो बनती थी कि उनको
to save them. So to save them, irrespective whether you eat meat or you eat vegetables, if you're eating meat, you ensure that you're using every part of an animal. So that's I am assuming.
पाया यूज होता था. लोगों को बोलो पाया क्या, वो बोले कि तुम बेवकूफ हो, पर कितना बढ़िया उसका फ्लेवर है, वो चलता भी है, बहुत दिन चलेगा. आप स्टॉक बनाइए. Old practices are sound practice.
Correct. So that's the thing. That's what the beauty as well. And then
एक चीज मैं इसमें ऐड करना चाहूंगी कि देखिए जो भी हमारे पहले जैसे भी बताया अचार, मुरब्बा, है ना, इसमें कोई भी प्रिजर्वेटिव्स नहीं यूज होते थे. पुराने टाइम में जो भी हमारे हमारी दादी नानी बनाती थी या हमने उनसे जो सीखा, वो विदाउट प्रिजर्वेटिव होता था और वो सालों साल नहीं खराब होता
चलते
था,
थे, धूप
चलते
से।
थे बिल्कुल। और
Yeah.
वो बस उनका टेक्निक था बनाने का कि जिसकी वजह से उसमें फंगस वगैरह नहीं लगता था, वो स्पॉइल नहीं होते थे। तो
And मीता जी वो सिलबट्टे पे पीसते थे चटनी,
बिल्कुल
उसमें
बिल्कुल
पानी
बिल्कुल
जाता ही नहीं था, तो
पानी
फंगस कैसे
जाते नहीं था।
लगेगा?
आज के टाइम में भी आप देखिए मिक्सी की चटनी एंड सिलबट्टे की चटनी में
Very different.
वेरी डिफरेंट।
Very different, very different. Yeah.
एक दरदरी होती है, वो सदफ, दरदरा का मतलब क्या होता है?
Rough,
कोर्स कोर्स
coarse.
दरदरा।
ये जो कैच की किचन है उसमें दरदरा इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। मैं लोगों को यही बताता हूँ, जब मसाले हम लोग कूटते थे, कई जगह आपको गरम मसाला बिल्कुल महीन चाहिए, कहीं पर दरदरा चाहिए,
बिल्कुल
तो लोगों को ये तमीज होनी चाहिए। तो वो दैट
कहाँ पे यूज करना है।
माइंडफुलनेस, दैट यू हैव
Yeah.
टू हैव योर
Actually,
माइंड प्रेजेंट।
मैं फूड मतलब कुकिंग जो है वो एक क्रिएटिव है। सब मतलब ये नहीं है कि उसमें हमने टर्मरिक डाल दिया, उसमें हमने नमक डाल दिया, उसमें हमने सब्जी डाल दी और थोड़ा सा हिला दिया और वो हो गया, नहीं। ये एक क्रिएटिव वर्क है। जितना आप उसको अच्छे मन से, अच्छे दिल से और
सोच से।
कूल माइंड से, प्रेम से, जितना आप उसको प्रेम से बनाएंगे वो उतना ही अच्छा बनता है।
So I'll come to Dr. Bhargava as well on the same note. That what do we, when we are grinding spices,
Yeah.
kitchen में बना रहे हैं, तो जब कैच बना रहा है, फिर जब अब हम स्पाइसेस पे फोकस करते हैं, तो उसमें हम किस तरीके से आप सस्टेनेबिलिटी सोचते हैं
हाँ,
कि एक ही चीज का हम अलग अलग इस्तेमाल कर लें?
हाँ, ऐसा है कि पहला तो होता है कि हमारे सारे ना एक स्टैंडर्ड्स बनते हैं, ठीक है। अगर हमने टर्मरिक परचेज करी है, रेड चिली परचेज करी है, तो ऐसा नहीं है कि आज हमने टर्मरिक, रेड चिली का एग्जांपल से मैं स्टार्ट करती हूँ कि अगर रेड चिली है तो रेड चिली मोर देन 400 वेराइटीज होंगी, ठीक है। सब रेड चिली की एक अपनी क्वालिटी है, ठीक है। उसके लिए भी हमें एक देखना पड़ता है कि कौन सी रेड चिली हमें कहाँ पे यूज करनी है। कोई कुछ रेड चिली होती है हाई पंजेंसी विद लो कलर, कुछ होती है कि हाई कलर लो पंजेंसी, कुछ होती है हाई कलर एंड हाई पंजेंसी। तो ये भी एक है हमारा इसमें। तो इसमें हमारे सारे स्टैंडर्ड्स बने होते हैं कि हमें कहाँ पे किस चिली को यूज करना है। इसी तरह बाकी स्पाइसेस भी हैं, जैसे ब्लैक पेपर है। ब्लैक पेपर डिफरेंट जीएल के आते हैं, बल्क डेंसिटी के आते हैं। तो किस बल्क डेंसिटी का ब्लैक पेपर कहाँ पे यूज होगा, उसका क्या फ्लेवर आएगा, उससे फ्लेवर में भी चेंज हो जाता है, टेस्ट में भी चेंज हो जाता है, इवन कलर में भी चेंज हो जाता है। तो इस तरह की चीजें हमें पहले से सेट करनी पड़ती हैं। मतलब इतना इजी वर्क नहीं है कि हमने स्पाइसेस लिया एंड ग्राइंड करा और उसको हमने मार्केट में दे दिया, नो। थोड़ा सा इसमें हमें टेक्निकली भी इन्वॉल्व होना होता है, बहुत ज्यादा।
So Chef Ajay, so what is your philosophy on this when you are plating or when you are working in the kitchen? Is it your way of life that मैं ऐसे ही बनाता था? And also the reason I'm saying way of life because, you know, I mean, I have followed you and I followed you also the journey, that not just journey, but a place. Like, I mean, if you still call as a roots in Punjab, I think I always like the Punjabiyat word, right? I think Punjabiyat has that thing that, you know, we don't waste things. So is it a way of life, or have you also accepted it in the kitchen now?
I think, you know, we are all human beings and we are born and brought up in a certain way, and then we carry those expressions in whatever we do. So I think that expression that you just mentioned happens by nature. But when you enter professional kitchens, you also are under pressure and you sometimes end up splurging. Sometimes, you know, आप नल खोल के pan को छोड़ देते हो, नल चल रहा है, you know, so every ounce of water which is wasted is wasted, right? Now, if I as a chef come and close this thing, my commie might think कि क्या कंजूस आदमी है, क्यों तेरे उसकी क्या जा रहा है, you know. So that's how people think. But then I think sustainability starts with your own self. It is your personal decision to become sustainable. Now we know that certain people have gone to the extent of even wearing sustainable clothing. I know them, but I'm saying even if it takes small steps. So steps like, what are the things that I can personally be responsible for to make my environment more sustainable? So for example, everybody is talking about the fact that let's not carry plastic bags, or let's not go to the market empty handed. Let's carry our thela, right? That's one small way of being sustainable. Let's carry our own water bottle. Second way. I'm going to give you 2-3 more ways that I kind of start. I'm a Punjabi.
Yeah.
We talked about Punjabi. Punjabi is equal to parathas every day. Simple example is each paratha to make from both the sides nice and crisp. That's how we like it. 2 minutes, 2 minutes, about 4 to 5 minutes per paratha. From a family of 4 and everybody is eating 2 parathas, that is 8 parathas into 4 is 32 minutes of gas. If I make poha, I'll probably use 15 minutes. That's half.
Right.
If I make a sabudana khichdi, probably use 10 minutes, right? So only if I can just change the way I eat and think, I have been saving a lot of gas. That helps me, then it helps the environment.
Right.
If I just tell myself that I don't have to keep the tap open or become a smarter, vessel cleaner, which I have become after the lockdown. I think these are ways when you can start saving water. Then when you go to your workplace and you see something like this, you automatically stop it. You become the change. You don't ask people to change, you become the change. I think these are things which you kind of start implying in everyday life and start the sustainability journey from there.
Important, do you think, is the pungency
Yes.
of spices when Dr. Bhargav, you're making it? Because what Chef Suvir also mentioned, right? कि over a period of time, pungency खत्म होती है, जितना oxidize होगा, उसका strong strength जो चुलबुलापन है वो खत्म हो जाएगा. तो how do you ensure that वो चुलबुलापन जो है ना रहे? जब डब्बा खोले तो जैसा डब्बा खोलते मजा आ रहा है वैसे ही अगले 3-4 महीने तक भी वही सेम मजा है.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल ऐसा है कि पहले भी मैंने बताया कि हमारी सारी जो ग्राइंडिंग है वो क्रायोजेनिक है, लो टेम्परेचर ग्राइंडिंग है, तो उसमें तो आपका चुलबुलापन है वो भी रिटेन रहता है, कलर पंजेंसी सब कुछ रिटेन रहता है. और उसके बाद मैं तो हमेशा अपने हमारे बॉक्सेस में भी है लिखा हुआ है, मेंशन किया हुआ है, और मैं भी अपने घर में एक बार स्पाइसेस ओपन करने के बाद उसको मैं फ्रिज में ही रखती हूँ, कंटेनर में, एयर टाइट कंटेनर में कन्वर्ट करके उसको फिर
So in
मैं
a cool, dry place.
यस कूल एंड ड्राई प्लेस. तो आपके 2-3 मंथ्स क्या वो 4-5 मंथ्स 6 मंथ्स भी बहुत अच्छे से रिटर्न रहते हैं,
एक
सब
साल
कोई
भी
इशू नहीं
चलती
आता.
है, ऐसे
एक
कोई-
साल भी चलती है, ब्लैक पेपर वगैरह में कहीं कोई इश्यूज नहीं आते हैं, बहुत सारे स्पाइसेस में नहीं आते हैं. कलर भी उसका रिटेन रहता है, क्योंकि जो हम इंडिया में हमारा टेम्परेचर है वो 40, 45, 50 भी समर्स में हो जाता है, तो
जी.
उसमें ये सब चीजें डिटेरियोरेट हो जाती हैं. तो बेटर होता है कि
Rancid.
उनको कूल प्लेस
Cool
में
रखा.
रखा जाए. तभी पहले भी पुराने टाइम में भी सब फ्रेश पीसते थे. मेरे को याद है अपने टाइम था कि हमारे घर में मॉर्निंग में हल्दी, साबुत हल्दी एंड धनिया मिर्च सब मिला करके ग्राइंड होता था, फिर उससे फिर वो कुकिंग होती थी. लेकिन अब एग्जैक्टली अब वो टाइम नहीं है हमारे पास इतना, तो बेटर है कि उसको हम कूल एंड ड्राई प्लेस पे ही रखें.
No matter catch हमें कितनी fresh spice देगी, नमक का बहुत important role होता है
Yes.
खाने में, ताजे खाने में. When you're cooking fresh food, when you're using fresh ingredients which haven't been preserved, which haven't had any salt touch them, you can put all the spices of the world, the best flavors, and they're all sleeping because there's not enough namak. So salt is an essential partner of spice, क्योंकि if you can put all the spice in the world, खाना कड़वा लगेगा, bland लगेगा, क्योंकि वो जो spice है वो उठ नहीं पा रही है. So a very important thing in a fusion kitchen, in a confusion kitchen, in a mindful kitchen is the play of spice and acid. नींबू and नमक, इन दोनों का इमली और नमक, कोई भी खटाई और नमक का जो रोल स्पाइस के साथ होता है, it cannot be questioned, it cannot be taken lightly, it has to be respected and played with most cleverly, because that's what makes a spice and a dish perfect, the play of salt and acid in a dish.
So, Chef Ajay, what is this one spice, that is your favorite, not to put in a professional kitchen, but when you're cooking food for yourself or your loved one, you will have that particular spice for sure?
Kasuri methi.
Ooh, nice.
I think it just changes the persona of the dish completely. Butter chicken without kasuri methi and with kasuri methi. Just imagine.
That is true. Yeah. I think the reason why
any tomato gravy without kasuri methi, with kasuri methi. Aloo gobi without kasuri methi, with kasuri methi. Paneer bhurji, it just lifts it up. So I love that.
Chef Suvir.
Love is the spice I bring to my food, because I think if you are not inspired, if you're not thinking positively, if you're not connected to the world you're living in, if you're not feeling hope for tomorrow, if you're not excited about breathing, if you're not desperate to share and feed another person, if you're not feeling connected to this moment in time, you have no business being in the kitchen. So first, find love for yourself, the human beings you live in this world with, and tomorrow. When you have hope and love, there's going to be incredible food at your table. So for me, love and hope are the most important ingredients that we need to cook with.
इमोशन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. जैसे अगर आपने मूड नहीं अच्छा, जैसे पहले बताया शेफ ने कि अगर आपका मूड नहीं अच्छा, आप कुकिंग करोगे तो वो कुकिंग नहीं आएगी प्रॉपर और
बदहजमी होगी,
ये
बदहजमी हो जाएगी.
हाँ, तो कुकिंग के समय कहते हैं ना कि आप जब कुकिंग करते हैं आपका माइंड पीसफुल होना चाहिए, अच्छे थॉट्स होने चाहिए माइंड में, और आप इंजॉय करके कुकिंग करते हैं तो वो फूड नेचुरली सबको बहुत पसंद आता है.
On that प्यार भरा note, we should end this discussion, and everybody else can now go and eat and plate their own food as the way they like it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, chef.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
sir.